Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. As we all know that you are studying nutrition, and today I will discuss with you nutritional requirements and reference body weight, right? For a healthy body, good nutrition or a balanced diet that is required. So, as we know that the nutrition, it's the science of food and it is directly related with our health of the body. It plays a role in the body growth and development. Then of course it promotes and protects the health, the good nutrition, and of course good nutrition, it maintains health. So good nutrition means that our body, this is maintained at a nutritional level so that it can grow well, and the body, it is well protected from diseases. Our body needs proper balanced diet or good nutrition, and this knowledge of nutrition, it helps to assess what are the requirements of our body according to different physiological states in our life. Physiological states, right, passing right from the infancy to adolescence and then of course to the adulthood. So the requirements or the demands of the body, they are different at different stages of life, and also different for both sexes, for the males and females, and then again in the females different during pregnancy and lactation. So now we will see what are the recommended daily allowances. What do you understand by recommended daily allowance? Because we have to measure the amount of nutrient which we are taking, whether it is sufficient for our daily requirements or it is not sufficient, it is either in excess or it is less in the amount which is required by the body. Because the body, it needs nutrition at different stages of age. As I have told you or previously mentioned that the requirements for both sexes, they are different. Then of course the requirements for different occupations are different, depending upon that we are doing a light type of job or we are doing a heavy, like mechanical workers, coolies at the railway station, or of course farmers in the fields, they are doing heavy job. Then of course lifestyle it plays a role in our dietary requirements, because the sedentary lifestyle, we need less amount of balanced diet, less amount of nutrients as compared to athletes and sportsmen, which require their dietary requirements, it's of course as compared to sedentary lifestyle, their dietary requirements, it is much more. Then of course during the period of stress or a post-op, or of course during the convalescence period, during the sickness or illness period, because of the stress of all these conditions, the dietary requirements, they become variable. We need further whatever we are taking or consuming routine में, उससे हमारी requirements बढ़ जाती हैं. Also the pregnancy and the lactation, these are although normal physiological phases in the life of a female, but of course the dietary requirements, they become variable. More need of nutrients they are required to fulfill the demands of the pregnancy and lactation. So we have to measure what we are consuming. Now, nutrients, we have to measure the amount, and of course what is in relation to the body weight, what is required. So today's topic of discussion, this is of course related to your requirement, nutritional requirement with reference to the body weights. Now how can we measure the nutrients? There are variety of terms which have been used to measure nutritional requirements. Number one is optimum requirements, कितनी होती हैं वो. Then is the minimum requirements. Then is the safe level of intake. And then is the recommended daily allowance. So you can measure the nutritional requirements according to these four which I have mentioned and which you can see on the slide. But of course the recommended daily allowance, this is more preferable, and we can write it in abbreviation RDA. And what is RDA? RDA, it is defined as the amount of nutrient which is sufficient for the maintenance of health in nearly all people, right? RDA is defined as the amount of nutrient which is sufficient for the maintenance of health in nearly all people. So these all are the reference standards of nutritional intake. And then we come to the term how you will measure. Estimates of all allowances of nutrients except energy, they are based on the defined minimum requirements of the body, right? So how we calculate nutritional requirements? These are estimates of allowances of nutrients except energy, and they are based on the defined minimum requirements plus a safety margin for the individual variations, because there are always person to person variations. Stresses, I have mentioned each and everything. There are so many phases of life, so the nutritional requirements, they are varying. And when we are measuring, what we measure? We measure estimates of allowances of nutrients, and they are based on the minimum requirements of the body. And then this recommendation is you are supposed to intake over several days, so that body will be provided with all the nutrients. And several days kya? You are supposed to take these recommendations over your life. However, it is variable according to the age as well as the body weight. Now there is a term which is called as energy, and energy, this is prime requisite for body function and growth. When our nutritional requirements, they are not fulfilled either in the infancy or in the adulthood, then of course the body will manifest a deprived state. You know, energy requirements, of course, right from the infancy. We need the infant for its growth and development. It needs proper requirements of energy, and we have to provide. And if we are not fulfilling the required nutritional amount, then of course the body will manifest deficiency syndromes. How you will measure the energy? Now the measurement of energy, this is expressed as either in kilocalories form, we write it as you can see on the slide. You can label it with the capital C, kilocalories, and then the other term is joule, and this is expressed as small j or capital J, right? Both these kilocalories and joules, they can be interchangeable. So you see 1 kilocalorie, this is equal to 4184 joules, and 1 kjoule, this is equal to 0.239 kilocalories. So you can convert, both these are the measurements of energy. Amount of energy which is required by our body to maintain a good state of health. How this energy is provided, as you have studied all and you know very well that the macronutrients which are included in our diet, like proteins, fats and carbohydrates, they provide us with energy. All these three components of the food, they provide us energy at the following rates. Now the proteins, they provide 4 kilocalorie per grams, and the fats, they provide 9 kilocalories per grams, and carbohydrates, they provide 4 kilocalories per gram. Proteins and the carbohydrates per gram, they are providing the same amount of energy, 4 kilocalorie, and fats, they are providing 9 kilocalories per gram energy. These are the major food groups which provide us energy to live on or to maintain the state of the health of the body. Now, how much energy is needed? You see, there are variations in both sexes. The energy which is required by the adult male is different. The energy which is required by the adult female is different. The energy which is required by the infants is different. And of course, different physiological states, different working conditions, different environmental conditions, and different types of occupations, all the energy requirement is different. However, if we talk about a reference adult male of age 20 to 39 years of age, weighing 60 kg, and we assume that this man is working occupation, of course according to occupation this is variable. However, we consume the person is working for 8 hours, taking sleep for 8 hours, and of course after this to complete the whole 24 hours a day, the rest of the 8 hours they are utilized in walking, eating, sitting, watching TV or outdoor activities, small jogging, exercise, whatever. So we have divided his 24 hours into 8 hourly occupational work, 8 hourly sleep, and 8 hourly his other activity. So the person is employed in a light work exercise, then he will need 2425 kilocalories per day. And if the person is employed in an occupation which requires moderate work, then he will require 2875 kilocalories per day. If the person is involved in an occupation which requires heavy work, then of course he requires 3800 kilocalories per day. But of course I have told you that these energy requirements, they are not absolutely fixed, because they vary according to the according to different physiological states and according to the demands of the body, they are different. For example, when the farmers, they are working in hot humid environment, then they are working in very cold environment, and then they are working in moderate environment. Of course, energy requirements, they vary. Energy requirements of course vary when you are under stress, examination stress, professional stress, viva stress. Your body needs extra amount of energy. After disease, sickness, convalescence, all these are the phases of life. And of course in the females, I will talk later. So requirement of energy, they differ, they are variable, and this which we have mentioned, these are the standard reference adult energy requirement of an adult male, right? So we move forward towards the energy requirements of a female. Again, we assume that the age is about 20 to 39 years and the weight of this female is 50 kg. Then of course we assume that this reference female, she is working 8 hourly in an occupation, she is sleeping 8 hours at night, and then of course the rest of the 8 hours she is doing her domestic, indoor, outdoor, whatever the activities, walking, sitting, cooking, sewing, whatever, right? So the energy requirements of the female of this age and this weight involved in an occupation which requires light work. If the work is light, she requires 1875 kilocalories per day of 50 kg weight, right? 50 kg is the standard weight of this female, and she is 30, 35, the range from 20, because के 20 में तो 50 फिर भी agreeable है, but after 30, moderate work, if she is having an occupation which requires moderate work, then the amount of energy which is required, this is 2000 to 25 kilocalories per day. And if she is engaged in a heavy work occupation, then of course she requires 2925 kilocalories per day. So you see how our nature of work, it demands from our body the requirement of energy which is so variable. And of course if she is expecting a child, then she needs further 300 kilocalories per day. This is the amount which is required during the whole of the pregnancy. She needs whatever she was required previously, लाइट वेट में थी, वर्क में इन्वॉल्व थी, या मॉडरेट में या हैवी में, उसके अंदर we have added 300 calories per day. And after the delivery, when she is in the lactation phase, then she needs 550 kilocalories per day. And this 550 kilocalories per day, this is during the first 6 months of lactation, or when the infant is from 0 to 6 months of age, because he is totally on breast milk. If she is doing exclusive breast milk feeding, then she needs 550 kilocalories per day. And after 6 months of age, when the infant it has started to take further light diets, or the mother has weaned the child, so the nutritional requirements, they become less than 550. They come again to 300 kilocalories per day from 6 months onwards, depending upon the requirement के बच्चा कितना semi solid foods पर है, कितना दूध पी रहा है. So this is very variable. So we see that energy requirements, they depend upon your nature of your work as well as your physiological state of the body, and of course so many factors which we have mentioned, they also play a role in the requirements of energy. Now, how will you define the energy requirement of an individual? Energy requirement of an individual is defined as that level of energy intake which is in relation to energy expenditures and which is least likely to result in obesity or heart disease. Right? Energy requirement of individual is defined as that level of energy intake which is in relation to the energy expenditures. जितना के intake है आपका output भी इतना होना चाहिए, ठीक है? जितना के खाना खाया, it should be consumed, it should be utilized so that it will not result in obesity or heart disease. आप सैचुरेटेड फैट्स पे सैचुरेटेड फैट्स खा रहे हैं तो नेचुरली क्या होगा रिजल्ट? बैड फॉर योर हार्ट एंड आर्टरीज, विल lead to atherosclerosis, and of course so we are supposed to take that amount of energy which is in relation to our expenditures so that the active life this is prolonged. So we have to we should be very vigilant, we should be very efficient, and we should be very calculated regarding our energy requirements. Energy is required by our body. Number one is for the basal metabolism, then of course for the normal daily activities, and then of course for the occupational work, right? You are familiar in your physiology about the energy requirements for the basal metabolism when the person is at rest, and of course when you are indulged in daily activities, how much energy you need, and when you are performing or you are involved in an occupation, heavy lifting, certain type of mechanical work, then certain type of sedentary of course work like just sitting on the table and doing the work. So all these occupations, different your lifestyles, they require energy. So there are normal daily activities के लिए भी, and of course you are involved in which type of occupation, this needs your energy, and then of course is the basal metabolism which is we need energy. So the factors which affect the energy requirements, they are of course age, because infancy, during infancy it is different than the preschool child, toddler. They need of course energy levels which are different from the infantile, because here again the child is growing, developing, and he is walking, running. Then both the males and the females, they require energy according to their sex. Then of course working conditions, they affect the energy requirement. Body composition, they affect the energy requirement. Physical activity, how much outdoor activities you are involved. You are a sportsman, you are an athlete, how much physical activity you are performing, and this needs more physical activity, more energy is required. And then the physiological states, pregnancy, lactation, of course they need different, more energy. So the energy requirements of the children who are above 13 years, this is the same as for the adults. Then energy requirement, it decreases with the age. After 40 years it is reduced by 5%, and after 60 years it is reduced by 10%. Now this is the table which is showing recommended daily intake of energy according to the body weight. For the adult males and females, I have mentioned earlier, and this diagram or this picture, this is available in your KPARK. If you cannot see it properly, it seems to be dim, but however, if you cannot see it, you can refer it from your book also. So you see that in the infancy group, infants, they are up to 12 months of age. The energy allowance per kilocalorie per day, this is 118 and 108, and because the weight is very variable in the infant, so here the weight per kg, it is 118 to 108, depending upon the activity of the child, how much he is active, this is required. And then you see in the children, energy requirement which is required by a body, वेरिएबल 1 to 3 years के लिए फ़र्क, 4 to 6 years के लिए फ़र्क, 7 to 9 years. How much kilocalories per kg body weight for 12 kg body weight, for 18 kg body weight, for 26 kg. These are the reference values which we have taken for the children, and then the amount of or the need of energy which is required by their body per kg. Right? Adolescent age, energy requirement increases both for the males, it's more as compared to the females, and you can see here in this slide from 10 to 12 years, then from 13 to 15 years, and then from 16 to 18 years, the energy requirements for both the sexes, male and females, according to their body weight, it is different, and you can refer it from your book also. This is the recommended daily intake for energy according to the body weight in the infancy, in the children, in the adolescents, and we have dealt with both the males and the females, adults, of course, previously also, and you can see from this here also. This is again daily intake of energy according to the body weight, and you can see it is how much kilocalorie per kg in 24 hours is required. Now this is from 1 to 3 years. It is, if the weight of the baby is 12 kg, then he requires 100 kilocalories per kg per 24 hours. And similarly, then this is the maximum amount of energy which is required during the from 1 to 3 years of life, because the child is very active, is always running and playing. This is the very active phase, and his body for to grow and to develop needs energy. Then from 4 to 6 years, energy requirement decreases to 90 according if the child weighs 18 kg, and from 7 to 9 years it decreases to 80 kilocalories per kg in 24 hours if the child weighs 26 kg. And then comes the reference adult man and adult female, and you see energy requirement, this has decreased. So the maximum requirement of energy or kilocalories of energy per kg in 24 hours, this is in 1 to 3 years of age. This we were talking about the total energy, and this total energy is provided by the balanced diet or all the food groups, which include proteins, fats and carbohydrates, plus of course the micronutrients, minerals and vitamins. They are essential for our body health. Of course they are not providing us with energy, but they are essential for our health. And then we see individually how much protein, how much carbohydrate and how much fat is required in our diet proportionately, so that we consume a balanced diet. Protein requirements daily, they are from 15 to 20% of daily energy intake, right? So if you assume that you are needing 100 grams of energy, then from this 100 grams, 15 to 20% it should be of proteins. And the proteins, of course, we first class proteins, preferably milk, egg, meat. These are the first class proteins. And the second class, of course, your pulses, beans. So the major portion of the protein requirement, it should be from the first class proteins, and we need 15 to 20% of proteins in our diet. Of course, then there are individual variations. We have mentioned so many times, individual variations, they exist. Athletes, bodybuilders, of course, when they are bodybuilders, they need more energy. They need more proteins. If we want to assess the protein quality, this is by reference protein, and the reference protein is egg protein. And there are two methods of assessment of proteins. Number one is the amino acid scoring, and number two is the net protein utilization, right? These are to assess the quality of proteins: amino acid scoring and net protein utilization. Then we come to the protein quantity. Now, protein quantity or dietary intakes expressed in terms of grams per kg of the body weight. The expert committee, it suggests intake of 1 gram per kg of the body weight for both the adult males and females. So, if 50 kg you are weighing, then how much you need? Calculate. Okay, 1 gram per kg body weight. 50 kg, 50 grams. Normal adult female. And if the male 60 kg, of course he need 60 grams. And of this 60 grams, first class proteins we need, and then combination second class, which includes peas, beans, pulses, etc. But the major chunk should be from the first class proteins. And the body, it requires 15 to 20% of daily energy intake, which should be of proteins. 15 to 20% of your energy intake, it should be from the group of proteins, right? Is it clear? So we move forward. This is the protein energy ratio, the table. You can see this table. How much protein intake is recommended in grams per day in the adult man, adult woman doing moderate activity. So 60 for the male, 50 for the female, and the recommended energy intake in kilocalories per day, this is For the male it is 2900. Protein ratio is 8.3, and for the female of 50, recommended protein intake per grams per day in the female it is 50, and the energy intake it is 2200, and the protein energy ratio is 9.1. Then the demands of course the pregnant female and the lactating female, you can see from this table. And then we come towards the preschool child. What is his demands? We have distributed the age 1 to 3 years, categorized the age 4 to 6 years, 7 to 9 years, all these years. Demand of the protein you can see per day is different. Here, because in the preschool child as well as the adolescent, all they are growing, development is taking place, and so the protein requirement in the preschool child, you see muscles are developing, and here the protein requirements, they are much more. This table, it shows us about the recommended protein allowance. How much required protein allowance, and this is according to the type of work. Then of course what is required in the infants, in the children, in the adolescents. Recommended protein allowance. So the proteins, they are body builders, they protect us from the infections, and of course they play a very major role in our growth and development, and we need proteins. As I have mentioned that we need proteins, daily energy intake 15 to 20% of the energy, it should be provided by proteins. Now we come to the fats. As we have discussed that fats, they provide 9 kilocalories of energy. Fats, they provide 9 kilocalories per gram energy to your body, and total energy intake of fat, it should not exceed more than 20%. It should be up to 20%. So the total energy which you are taking from your diet, the fat component, it should be of 20%. In infancy, the fats, they contribute to a little over 50% of the total energy intake. ठीक है, हमने जो बात कर रहे थे 20%, डेट वॉज ऑफ एडल्ट। इन्फेंसी के अंदर डिमांड ज़्यादा होती है, सो द फैट दे कंट्रीब्यूट टू almost 50% of the total energy intake. However, it comes down, scales down, and in the adulthood it comes to 20%. Now this 20% of the energy intake of the fat, it should be mostly 50%, it should be of vegetable oils rich in essential fatty acids. Again, you see, you have studied in very much detail about the saturated fats and about the unsaturated fats and about the good cholesterol and about the bad cholesterol, and you know that what is good for your health, what is good for your balanced diet, and the fats, they constitute 20% of the total energy intake from your diet. So we have studied about the proteins, we have studied about the fats, and now we see what is suggested for the intake of dietary fats. This is the fat intake in grams per day, and of course how much energy which is provided for the adults, man and the woman. We need 20 grams per day, and they provide 9% of the 9 kilocalories of the. Then of course the requirements are variable in the females pregnant when they are, and then the lactating mothers, of course. And you see the demand of the fats in the older children and in the young children, this is more than the adult male and female. This is the suggested intake of dietary fat and how much essential fatty acids energy percent it is providing to your body. So after fats we come to the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, the recommended intake is 50 to 70% of total energy intake. Now carbohydrates, they constitute a major chunk of our diet, either in the form of chapatis or in the form of rice, whatever. But of course we consume major chunk of our diet constitutes carbohydrate, and the recommended intake it is 50 to 70% of the total energy intake, right? And of course these three, carbohydrates, fats and proteins, they were macronutrients providing you energy, and they should be taken according to your body weight, according to your nature of job, according to the requirement of the body, different physiological states, and how much work you are performing in your climatic conditions. So many factors affect your nutritional requirements. And then we come to the micronutrients, vitamins and mineral. I know you have studied in detail about all the vitamins, and of course they are required by our body to keep us healthy. All these minerals and the vitamins, they are required by our body because body, they help to maintain the health of the body, as well as the minerals they are required. Deficiency of all this will manifest, either the vitamins or the minerals deficiency will manifest. So we have to take the recommended daily allowances of all these dietary constituents. And how we can take them? Through a balanced diet. So the balanced diet, it is very essential. It is required to fulfill your nutritional requirements, right? So this finishes our today's lecture of nutritional requirements. If you have any questions, any queries, you can ask. Thank you very much for listening patiently to this lecture. Okay, we will meet again inshallah. Allah Hafiz.